Cheng Fu, thank you for your submission. Looking at your original course objectives, these aren't bad. You have examine, calculate, analyze, apply. These aren't bad. However, when I went and looked at your revised objectives, I really see why you moved in this direction, and I really feel it's effective. Just when I looked at the words that you're using to describe what the students are doing, this is in line with an engineering course. You're calculating, analyzing, and formulating, which really does seem to address better your overall course outcomes and what you're trying to get the students to do. I really like what you did, and I think this is superior here, the diagnostic, kind of the pre-knowledge, the formative, and then the summative, which really, when you look over here, it really stands out in stark contrast. Not that this was bad, because you really have a nice matrix there, but this is much more measurable, and I think that's ultimately what you're trying to do. I think it's a better assessment. So when I looked over here at your strategy, I like your thinking process, and I appreciate you sharing this in detail. And looking at McTeague and his kind of backward design, I appreciate you putting what you're doing with these. You know, you're thinking on this and how you implemented this, the teach model, and I'll get to this in a moment. But what you put right here is the above table for the assessment measure objective for each course objective. I think what this really added, and it really helped me when I went back and looked, and if I'm a student, I really understand now when I look at this what it's for. What exactly is it you're trying to get at? And if I would look at this as a student as compared to what you had originally, this really makes it pop or stand out. I know exactly what you're trying to get me to learn and how it fits. And for your undergrad courses, your embedded quizzes, and you also list these then later as challenges, right, and homework assignments and tests. I think you give a good assessment panoply here, and with the pre-knowledge of what you're looking at for the students, I thought this was very in depth, and that this is very much helpful, and it tells you what you're, to provide students a review and exercise, and then the tools will be embedded quizzes. It lets me know exactly what skills you're trying to instill, and then how that's going to be assessed. Very effective. And I like that you have this, and then you have the homework, and then you have the proctored tests, kind of the formative and summative, but you also do the pre-knowledge matrix, which I really like. I'm a very firm believer in finding out what students know and building that baseline. And as we look at your challenges, I like the fact that you know what the challenges are, and then you have also your solution. In addition to Edpuzzle and working with eCampus Facility, most LMSs now have a stop video solution, but there's one called Flipgrid. You may want to consider trying. It's Flipgrid. Flipgrid does a really good job with that, stopping the video, and it's something that would integrate with your LTI. It's something that you could get an experimental license with them to try it, and then you may or may not find that it works, but Flipgrid is something that you could consider as well. Well, thank you very much for your submission. I think your assessments are very solid, very clear to follow.